The worst character in Warhammer 40,000 ever.
I keep forgetting how slow I say that. I really need to speed that up by like 20% or so here.
Okay.
Yeah, but we're back. We're here to now talk about our fifth entry into the worst character in the ever in 40K list.
John, at the end of this, we're going to have a top five.
We're going to have a top five.
Yeah.
And moving forward, we're only going to have a top five. So after this week, new characters coming are going to knock off some of these fine people here. So far, we have... I'm going to move the microphone with me to help the YouTube commenter who said that I didn't... it hurt wearing headphones and not talking into the mic. Our worst... we have in number 4, the Avatar of Cain, who perennial favorite of Danny and I.
Yep.
In the YouTube comments as well, they let us know that, you know, he's awful, but also not. So, like, very commented.
We feel for him on, like, a deep emotional level.
We do. Yeah. I love the model. I love the Forge World model. Heck, I even love the goofy little guy from the second edition. Yeah, I love Mini-One. At 3, it's the unkillable, unfallible, unplayable Cato Sicarius.
Cato Sicarius.
Cato, whatever. At number 2, Kaldor Drago, the Grey Knight Mary Sue, just tattooing hearts and minds everywhere.
Yeah, amateur tattoo artist.
Amateur tattoo artist, full-time asshole. Yeah. And then... number 1 on our list up here, Thazar, the Necron Pirate. He's going to be a hard one to knock off.
Dude, that is going to be really tough.
It's going to be really hard.
So I started working on a model for him.
Oh, good. Yeah. We are making a Thazar model. He at least deserves that. And then hopefully just play him as, I don't know, like a random warrior, because that's all he deserves.
He's going to be an overlord for sure.
An aspiring
just wait.
one.
He's an aspiring overlord.
This week, we are talking about Inquisitors, and this is kind of, as I guess, our faction-focused Imperium. As just like Games Workshop, our release schedule is very Imperium orientated.
Well, I mean, you know, probably
this deserves a... there we go.
There's like 20 factions, and like 15 of them are Imperial.
That's fair. That's fair. This is Inquisitor Karamazov. Karamazov, if you don't know him, he's the dude sitting on a dreadnought.
The Pyrophant Judge of Salem Proctor.
So yeah, there's a lot out there about him. There's enough to annoy us, though, which I think is why we brought him up.
Yeah.
He was submitted by Mitch.
Yep.
Mitch Pelham from the Best Infection podcast.
Yep.
As someone we should look into for this, and well, we do.
We'll do it.
We'll do it. We do it. I mean,
absolutely.
Heck, it's not like we have anything planned for this ever.
I mean, we just wing it. So.
As you can obviously tell. Fyodor. So I think my main issue with him, after kind of looking into him, is the Inquisition. The Emperor is kind of like secret police, right? And they're there to kind of stop heresy.
Sure.
Like he is Ordo Hereticus, so he's meant to like root out heresy and kind of destroy it, and kind of work from the shadows to do it.
Oh,
this guy.
Not this guy.
No, he's like, he saw a dreadnought and he was like, hey, put a chair on top of that.
Can you rip the half-dead Space Marine hero out of that thing and let me sit on his little corpse throne, please?
Shove my office chair up here. I'm not ready to be dead yet.
And Make sure it swivels, bitch.
Those 2 servants of mine, please just turn them into servitors, wire them into the throne.
They can't leave.
I'm just going to lead massive armies into planet-wide battles and then call it good.
Yep.
Which like just is so against the mission of the Inquisition to me.
All right. So to be fair, if I was an Inquisitor, this guy would be me, because I would just like go into a world and say, "Oh fuck it, just burn it all. Who cares?" I mean, there'll be some overspill, but like, okay. So this guy to me, right? Imagine Professor X.
Okay.
Right. And then imagine you have no psychic powers, even though other Inquisitors have lots of psychic powers.
So just like an angry bald dude in a wheelchair.
Yeah, more or less, but your wheelchair has stupid legs that have the Inquisition symbols, so when you walk, they leave Inquisition symbols everywhere. So, like, not only does everybody know you're coming because you're creating all these battles, they know exactly where you've been.
Man, who found our hideout? I don't know. There's just these giant eyes all over the place. Tim has one stamped into his back.
Right? Yeah, I was going to say that. Oh man. And so like also his title is a total fucking ripoff of The Crucible.
So this is like the least subtle homage I think I've ever seen from GW.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Like, and
for
this
real.
includes like Obi-Wan Sherlock Clouseau, which is more subtle than this guy here.
Only slightly. Though.
Only slightly, yeah. He's inspired by the Crucible.
Yep.
Which is where he gets his title from.
Because
And then-
just burn everybody and we'll let God sort him out, right? That's that's kind of his MO.
His name is a reference to a novel, The Brothers Karamazov.
Yep.
Which the most famous chapter of it is called The Grand Inquisitor. So it's almost like they're like, hey guys, we need a new vehicle or something. I don't know, just we're doing witch hunters. Dreadnought, I don't care. And
Whatever.
someone Googled witches Grand Inquisitor fire. And then just kind of like amalgamated all of the Google search results. Or I'm sorry, Lycos search results.
Yeah,
'cause
thank
this
you.
was back in the day. And then kind of put it all together. War gear wise, he rides in his throne of judgment.
Right.
And it's called that because he's kind of like,
He sees himself as a judge.
he's a crippled Judge Dredd, I think is the best way to look at it. Cause,
I can see that. Well, he's not crippled. You know, he can walk just fine.
he just chooses not
He
to.
chooses not to, like, soil his feet upon the world of a heretical, his feet on the soil of a heretical world.
And then, so he, as a judge or an inquisitor, which is pretty much the same thing,
can be.
there's you're either guilty or guilty of wasting his time.
Right. So you're getting the tri-barreled multi-melta either way.
Either way, you're getting that right in there. So he doesn't the other inquisitors don't like him because they're all like,
Clandestine,
just
trying to
imagine-
excise the evil like a surgeon. He's like, no. Just kill the whole body.
it's just that, like they're kind of sneaking along the wall. And just fucking Kool-Aid Man Karamazov just smashes through the walls and is like, where's the heretics at, man? And they're like, 5 months of work. Just gone.
I wish we had the servo stomp right now because that's like super accurate.
Man.
Yeah.
Let's just,
Ugh.
yeah. It's
So I'm like, all right. So we've been tracking down this heretical cell for months.
months. The head of the cult will flee the moment they sound trouble. We really just have to just go in slow and stealthy and
Sup, bros? Who's ready to roast some heretics?
yeah, it's like Sly Marbo was an inquisitor.
Oh,
who
yeah,
had
totally.
a fancy throne. They always explain it. I'm like, well, he did kill a few heretics, so technically he was correct. They kind of miss out the part where he murders the entire population of the planet.
Well, how else do you leave huge armies, some planet-wide warfare to wipe out, a heretic cell?
Like it's like me trying to like wipe out the 3 or 4 people who really don't like me, and doing it by just wiping out the continent
Just
of
nuke
North
'em.
America. Yeah, and it's been like, I got the heretics. I don't know what your problem is.
Wait. Keep in mind,
Okay.
he doesn't use something that would preserve lives of his army.
Oh God, no.
No. He has to lead them from his battle chair in person.
It's like he's like the professor from Futurama. Remember when he has like that lazy boy recliner that just like flies around shooting? I think he's just half
Amazing.
asleep at most times.
Yeah, probably.
He's been lampooned a lot in the Emperor has a text to speech device.
Oh, really? Has he? Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of their popular like quote unquote evil characters
yeah,
on
okay.
there.
That makes sense.
Makes total sense. He carries an orbital strike relay, obviously, because that's how he does it.
That's how he rolls, man.
6 or 7 different kinds of grenades, because I guess he's got like cup holders in the Throne of Judgment.
True.
And as Danny alluded to earlier, just a multi-melta, because if you're going to walk around in a half dreadnought, just keep the multi-melta.
This might just be compensation for him not having any psychic ability. Maybe he's like, like a guy who has a small dick, like buys like a real fancy car. Like this guy's like, well, I'll just ride around in this throne of judgment.
This is the Dodge Charger of the Inquisition, or the Camaro, where it's just like, hey, I just learned how to control, like make someone walk out from cover with my mind. Like, cool. Give my throne a multi-melta today.
And on the other side, equally as useful, I have a person writing messages down.
I hardwired your brother into that. What's your psychic power going to do now?
Jealous much?
I think the more we kind of talk about it,
He's just a douche.
He's just a douche. He's not a bad character.
well, I mean, he's a bad guy.
He's a bad guy, but I don't think he's a terrible character. He's just an asshole.
Yeah, he's just a douche.
And like I said, lore wise, it just seems like a bunch of Lycos search terms kind of came together and like they pinged on one book. Okay, cool, I have a name,
Right.
And then they're good to go on that.
All right, so where do we rank him?
Where do we rank him?
All right, so
yeah, we're going to start at number 5.
Okay. So he starts at number 5.
Yeah. So above him, is he better or worse than the Avatar of Cain?
He is worse than the Avatar of Cain.
He is worse. So
The
that means he
Avatar of
moves up.
Cain is like a critical part of the fluff for the game, I feel like.
Also, it's not the Avatar's fault that they use him for the wrong task. It's like
as
me
a plot device.
it's like me getting mad at my hammer because it won't screw in a screw. It's the wrong tool. Now, this is Battle of the Douches here.
Oh, yeah.
Is Karamazov worse than Kato Sicarius?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think he sits at 4.
I agree.
Because Kato is
he's such a Mary Sue douche. God, I hate Kato Sicarius.
He's the worst. But that's our top 5 so far. I think that's a good spot for him to go. Mitch, thank you so much for the suggestion.
Seriously, for real.
Thazar, our Necron Pirate, remains 5 weeks undefeated at the top. Then Kaldor Drago, Kato Sicarius, Inquisitor Karamazov, and the Avatar of Cain. I have a strong feeling next week that unless it's like a really good character we slip in there, like, oh, what about Gulliman?
Oh.
The Avatar is going to be dropping off next week.
I think so too.
I think so too. So that's been our top 5. Who do you want to see us talk about? Who's the worst character in 40K
Yeah,
for you
real.
guys? Let us know. We'll probably talk about them or add them to the list of ones we
real.
want to talk about there. You've mastered the art of the Stanley. You've downloaded the ITC Battles app. You've loaded your dice to guarantee your charge. Now perfect your game with Mob Rules measuring accessories. Made of the finest acrylic and carrying the skill of the Danny, the tactics of the Dave, and something positive about John. Get yours now at hammerheadgames.net.